Hello students. The topic scientific management of business organization environment. This is Shilpi Kavita from International School of Management, Patna, and I'll be discussing scientific management. We all know today in the age of technology, we are moving towards a very technical era, and scientific management is the father of this technical era. What is scientific management? Scientific management is the art of knowing exactly what is to be done in the best and the cheapest way. The origin of scientific management dates back to the industrialization process, when the industry started producing on large scale. So this principle was adopted there. Soon it was realized that the rule of thumb method cannot work for the production of goods and services. So the producers of goods and services adopted this scientific management. The principle of is also referred to as Taylor's principle or Taylorism scientific management. The Principles of Scientific Management is a monograph published by Frederick Winslow Taylor. The scientific management theory is well known for its application of engineering science at the production floor or the operating levels. It was introduced by Frederick Winslow Taylor, and he is also regarded as the father of scientific management, and as was one of the first management consultants. The features of scientific management were numerous, but some to be discussed here. It was a systematic approach. That means prior to scientific management adoption principle, things were done according to your own whims and fancies. But a systematic approach was developed with the adoption of scientific management. Things were done according to the system, according to the rule, according to the plan. Secondly, it brought complete mental change towards the relationship and towards the attitude of both the employer and employee. Third, it discarded the traditional management. The traditional management was not apt for the industrialization process production of goods and services. Fourthly, it requires strict observations of rules and regulations. Things were in the production line of goods or services or distribution line. Everything was done according to strict observation rules. You cannot produce or distribute goods according to their own taste or preference or according to your own whims and fancies. Then it also improved the efficiency of workers also, because in scientific management, the production process was divided among the workers and laborers according to the skill and capacity. So in that way, the efficiency of workers was increased. It gave due weightage to specialization process also, which I was talking about the division of work. When the work was divided according to your skill, you specialized in that very process and your productivity also increased. This was also useful more for large organizations where large scale production was done, because we can apply the rule of division of labor and specialization of work where there are large number of workers. So the large organizations were at an advantage level. And further, it attempted to minimize waste, because waste was naturally reduced when you produce according to the systematic and scientific line of production. Your waste is reduced. The principles were incorporated with the features. When we were talking about the features, we were talking also about the principles. The principles was that we replaced the working by rule of thumb. That means doing whatever we feel like doing. If we are producing a shirt, we can do cutting anytime. We can do the sewing anytime. We can sew anyway. Maybe the first shirt is sewed in a different manner, the other one in a different manner. So there was no scientific line of production. So they replaced the rule of thumb method. Secondly, so rather than simply assigning workers to just any job, match workers to their jobs based on capability and motivation, and train them to work at maximum efficiency, scientific line of production was adopted. They were given work according to the skill and capacity and according to their efficiency in a particular work. Third, the monitor worker performance and provide instructions and supervision to ensure that they are using the most efficient ways of working. So monitoring process was also simplified, and in a systematic way, everyone's performance was measured, and then they were rewarded according to that. Then the allocation of work between managers and workers was done. The managers were given for the planning and training, and the workers to perform the task efficiently. So planning was separated from doing work. Then lastly, there was complete mental revolution on the part of both management and worker. It means that there should be complete change in the attitude and outlook of workers and management towards each other. Prior to scientific management, there was a dichotomy between management and worker. The management always used to abuse the workers, and the workers were always dissatisfied with the management. So a very positive attitude was introduced with the acceptance of scientific management in the line of production of goods and services. When we talk about the principle and feature, we also find many advantages of this scientific management. There was huge reduction in the cost of production because workers were given work according to their skill and according to their capacity. So their speed in the work also, and the cost was reduced. Then better quality products and standardized product was found in the market. There was benefits of division of labor because when you divide the labor accordingly, the production process also increases. There was avoidance of dispute between labor and management because of mental revolution, and the wages were also increased because, as I told, the work was measured and workers were remunerated according to their skill, capacity, and performance. And in the whole, the gain was to the owners and investors. But when there is advantage, there is a disadvantage also. So the workers were exploited because the factory system, evils of the factory system set in. Then there was problem of unity of command. Things was thought that it was a very mechanical approach. Everything was done according to like a machine. And then there was a problem of separation of planning from doing. Though we talked about the planning and separation of from doing, but still that was not very much clear and concise. It was individualistic approach. Everybody thought of himself. There was a teamwork was lacking somewhere. Then many wrong assumptions were also incorporated in scientific management, and it was narrow. It had narrow application because it was not applicable to all the industries. But to conclude, there was high profit to both employee and employer. There were increase in the standard of living for employee. There were better working condition, satisfaction to both employee and employer. So in a nutshell, there was benefit to every segment of the production level and stakeholder of the production system. Thank you.